Hello everyone, today we'll be starting off with a new chapter, that is chapter 8, Natural Vegetation. So all of you can turn to page 128 and you can follow with me. Okay, so we'll be learning about natural vegetation. So when we talk about our earth, it has a large amount of natural vegetation or natural cover, which is very essential for livelihood, to sustain as well as to live in. So this green cover, where all plants and trees, grow on their own without human interference, it is called as a natural vegetation. So natural vegetation grows by itself without the interference of human beings. And in order for a natural vegetation to grow, some important things are: we need soil, water and sunlight. These are the three main ingredients for a natural vegetation to flourish. So when we say we need sunlight, what we need is sunlight and rain, which plays a very important role for plants to grow and flourish in an area, which also leads to the increase of many variety of plant species, and also it leads to the generation of many new rare type of plants to be grown in a particular area. When there is rain and sunlight, it leads to the flourishing of many rare exotic plants in an area. If we don't have rain and water, we will see a drastic change. We will not have a natural vegetation. Instead, we'll be having a area which is already desertified, which will be like a desert. So we need rain and water. We need rain and sunlight, for plants to flourish. And also this natural vegetation provide us with many things, such as food, and it provides us with wood for making furnitures, for making houses, and this natural vegetation provide us with medicine, and different other values which we use in our day-to-day life. And also our biosphere, the land cover has a great variety of living things, ranging from microorganisms such as bacteria, to large plants and animals. Our biosphere, has a large variety of microorganisms, that is bacteria, to large varieties of plants in terms of trees and animals, from the smallest to the largest animal on the planet. And so with this, scientists have already discovered 400,000 plant species in our earth, from rare exotic flowers, which are very rare to find, to common garden vegetables. And also today we can see that there are more than 2,500 different trees and flowers, which are in danger of extinction because of human interference, as well as the involvement of human beings. So make count of these numbers as well. So we have a great system, which is termed as biodiversity. Where when we say biodiversity, it is when plants and animals, they live in a colony or a certain settings in a natural environment, that is called as biodiversity. So we have a great system of biodiversity where both plants and animals, they live together. okay, and they depend on each other. When they depend on each other, it becomes an ecosystem. Okay, so we have an organism. Okay, you can just see in a picture, they have a population of their own. Okay, when we look into a larger context, they have a community in the jungle where all variety of plants and animals flourish. Okay, and when they depend on each other, okay, when plants and animals they depend on each other, it becomes an ecosystem. Okay, when plants and animals live in a certain settings and they depend on each other, it becomes a ecosystem. Okay, so you can just see here, all living beings depend on the surroundings they live. Human beings also depend on food, depend on the things that is going around, right? And for this, okay, the forest, okay, supplies them with food, shelter, okay, which in turn creates an ecosystem. Okay, the forest also needs the animals, and the forest also, and the animals also needs the forest for their survival. Okay, so in an ecosystem, the animals as well as the plants need energy. Okay, and where will they get energy from? They will get the energy from the food. Okay, so when we look, okay, we see that a deer, okay, depends on the grass for their food, whereas when we look, okay, other animals such as the lion, the tiger, they depend on this deer for their food. Later on, okay, these plants and animals, they decay with the help of microorganisms, and so in turn, okay, they help plants, okay, to give nutrition. Okay, when they become decay, they become as manure, and they help plants to flourish in the natural settings. Okay, so this depending, helping, okay, and living together, that is called as an ecosystem. When plants and animals were all coexist and depend on each other, that is known as an ecosystem. Okay, and in an ecosystem we will find different varieties of flora. Okay, when we say flora, all the plant species which is there in a vegetation, that is called as flora. And when we say fauna, it is where all the plant species, it is where all the animal species come and then live together in a natural settings, that is called as fauna. Clear? Moving on, we have the biomes. What is a biome? Okay, a biome is a very large ecosystem. What is an ecosystem? An ecosystem is a area. Okay, an ecosystem is an environment where both plants and animals have a close relationship and they depend on each other for their survival. Okay, so when we have a very big ecosystem, okay, on land, when we have a very big or large ecosystem on land, okay, which has both vegetation and animal, it is called as a biome. Okay, when we have a large ecosystem on land, okay, which has a vegetation and as well as animals, it is called as a biome. Okay, and in this biome we have a different variety of forest cover, or we will have a very different landscape, okay, which we have already studied in your class 8 as well. Okay, we have the rainforest, or the forest which is fully covered by trees. Okay, we have the taiga as well as the savanna, okay, which has both grasslands as well as you have big trees. Okay, temperate deciduous forest. Okay, and we have the grassland as well. Grassland, mostly grass is being grown, okay, in very low lying areas, and they have less tree covers. Next we have the desert setting. which is mostly covered by sand, okay, and which is hot all throughout the year. And type of plants which grows out there are cactus. And we have the tundra vegetation. It is where snow falls, and we will find trees such as pine in this region. Okay, these are the biomes, okay, which are the biomes of the world. And in these different settings, in the rainforest, you will find variety of species of animals. Okay, in the tundra vegetation, you will find less amount of animals, because it is a very cold region, so you will find only few selective animal breeds living in there. So according to this different variety of forest and the area that they live in, animals also ranges from place to place. Because in India you will find varieties of elephant, in Australia you will find kangaroos, because they have a very different environment out there. Okay, and what happened is that in India, they try to introduce very rare species of plants, okay, in the Himalayas and in the peninsular regions. Okay, so what happened was that it was somehow successful in some areas, okay, and are flourishing even today. Okay, so we have various vegetation like tropical rainforest. Okay, we have the tropical deciduous forest, we have the tropical thorn forest and shrubs. Okay, and we have the temperate forest with grassland, and we have the alpine and tundra grassland. Okay, so today we'll be dealing with tropical rainforest, and later on, okay, we'll continue step by step. Okay, tropical rainforests, okay, which are only found in the rainy parts of India. Okay, that is mostly, when we say tropical rainforests, these are forests which are densely populated by trees, okay, by large trees, and these are grown only in those areas which receive very huge rainfall. Okay, so here in the map we can see the dark green areas are the areas which have this tropical rainforest or evergreen forest. Okay, in the Western Ghat portion, okay, you can just see from the Western Ghat portion, in some parts of Tamil Nadu, in some parts of West Bengal, and in the northeast region we also can find these kind of rainforests in the Andaman as well as in the Nicobar Island. And for this type of forests, okay, what they need is they should receive rainfall, okay, of 200 centimeters. Okay, they should have received 200 centimeters of rainfall in order for these trees and bushes to grow. Okay, and in this forest also we can see trees growing up to 60 meters and above as well. Okay, in the tropical forest we can, they should receive 200 centimeters of rainfall in order for plants to flourish. Okay, and should also, and this forest, okay, has trees ranging up to 60 meters and above. Okay, and this region is warm and wet all throughout the year. Okay, we can see that, and a variety of lush green vegetation is abundant here. This vegetation includes trees, shrubs and creepers. Okay, so in these regions you will find trees, shrubs and creepers. Okay, there is no particular time for trees to shed their leaves. Okay, there's no particular time for trees to shed their leaves. Okay, some varieties of trees will shed their leaves in April, some will shed in May, and again it will come back. Okay, the cycle goes on. Okay, there is no particular season, okay, where all the trees will shed their leaves in this kind of forest. Okay, one after the other it will shed their leaf and it will come back. Okay, that is the features of the tropical deciduous forest. So in this kind of forest, okay, you will find trees such as ebony. Okay, the first picture shows ebony. Next is mahogany. Okay, third is a rubber plant. Next is we have the rosewood, okay, which are used for making furniture. Next we have the cinchona tree. Okay, these are the distinctive trees which you will find in a tropical rainforest or an evergreen forest. Okay, and also you will find thick canopy in this kind of area. Okay, the forest has a unique characteristic of having large number of species, okay, found together. This poses a problem as no particular variety can be targeted for commercial use. Okay, so there is huge variety of trees, okay, which are different from each other. Okay, for example, if you have a thick plantation or in a forest you have a huge cover where there is thick, okay, so this area can be used or cultivated, these trees can be cultivated. But in this kind of tropical rainforest, there used to be various variety of trees all growing together, so it cannot be used for commercial use. They cannot cut down the trees, okay. And these forests are found in the equatorial region and coastal region. Okay, trees have very broad leaves to allow transpiration of surplus moisture. Okay, so these forests have very tall trees, okay, and they create a kind of a canopy, okay, where the upper layer only gets the sun, whereas the forest floor doesn't receive much sun. Okay, that is how the setting of a tropical rainforest is. Okay, so in India we will find in regions of Western Ghats, parts of Tamil Nadu, Andaman and Lakshadweep, okay, as well as we will find them in the northeast region as well. Okay, so for today we'll be doing till this much, and we will continue with tropical deciduous forests and thorn and forest and scrubs, temperate forests with grassland, alpine and tundra vegetation from your next class. If you have any doubts, you can just contact me whenever you want. Okay, thank you.